guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know, my name is Jasmine Barton-Moore, author of Sparks Fly, now available on Amazon in print and ebook form. So make sure you check it out. I will leave the links down below because it is a good short romance book. But if you are here for the video, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so I pretty much always see people who do Q&As, so I wanted to do a Q&A to myself, questions I would have asked myself in the past, and maybe these questions might help you. So these are 8 questions I would ask myself in the past. There's plenty of more. If you have any suggestions, you can leave them in the comments down below, but these are the first 8 that I thought of. So question number 1. How do I start a YouTube video? So I've been on YouTube for quite a while. I also shared like my story on how I didn't know the right path that I was on. But when I first started YouTube, before I got my camera, which is a Sony, I was using my cell phone, and even though I wasn't perfect, if you look at any of those old videos, the quality is crap. But I learned eventually that you could... When I started, I would record like this, but I learned that you need to record like this. And if you ever like use like your Snapchat and stuff like that, this is a really good recording device. And then eventually you can save up money to get you a more expensive camera to record on. Question number 2. How to self-publish and the cost of it. So I actually have a free ebook coming out this December 25th, 2017 on how to self-publish, and I also talk in that book like the things that I went through and the struggles that will also be up on my website, so be on the lookout for that. I will also leave the link down below for my website. But with self-publishing, I feel like there was so much to learn that I feel like you need to have like all your basics covered. But I can say my number 1 advice to you before you even look into self-publishing is to write the book. Write your manuscript before you start taking the extra steps, just because you don't want to get overwhelmed in your brain and not have your manuscript ready. You know what I mean? Also, what I did was, if you're unsure about your book, the chapters, and how you feel about it, I actually started posting a couple of the chapters of Sparks Fly up on my Facebook page and on my Tumblr, just to see people's reactions, to see if they commented, see if they liked it, if they wanted more of it. So that's also a good way to see if you have a good novel going. Okay, question number 3. How do I build my social media? I feel like this one was such a struggle. And that's on every platform, but what you have to realize is things aren't built overnight time. You have to work for it. You have to keep putting yourself out there. Yes, you're not gonna like some of the things that's happening, especially with social media nowadays. It's like you have people who will follow you for a follow, but then they'll unfollow you. Like, don't do that. Like, when I'm reaching out to other authors and I'm really interested in their book and their work, I'll reach out to them, I'll message them, I'll start following them, I'll start looking at their work and all that other stuff. Plus, at the moment, I am also reading How to Be a Boss, and this was actually a birthday gift to me, and I absolutely enjoy it because she has a lot of great tips in her book about everything, building a business, failures, how to overachieve, all of that, and things like that. But I always tell people, you don't want to have just one foundation or one social media to lean on. Put yourself out there all over the place. And the reason why I say that is because some people might have Instagram but they won't have Facebook, or some people might have Tumblr but they won't have a Facebook. So it's like you just have to see where your audience is at and build from there. And even though you have a smaller audience, for example, I have a Facebook page, but my audience on Facebook is smaller than my Instagram, but they're connected so that people who are following me on Facebook and not on Instagram, they can still see the content that I'm putting out there and things like that. Question number 4, I would ask myself, would people get annoyed with the things that I'm putting out there? Content, basically. And the reason why I say that is because I remember when I first started watching YouTube videos, and I'd be like, why are these people talking about the same thing over and over? But it kind of, like, if you think about it logically, it does something to your brain where it's like, if you keep seeing the cover of this book over and over of Sparks Fly and hearing me talk about it, eventually your brain is like, I want to check it out. So it's like, you want to keep promoting because it's your business. For example, like Jack in the Box. I don't know if you listen to the radio, but I listen sometimes to the radio on my way to work when I'm listening to the traffic news and stuff like that. But when they have those commercials, they'll be like, Jack in the Box is coming out with this new sound. Jack in the Box has this new, Jack in the Box has that new. But it's like they're constantly paying advertising to put their business out there so more and more people can be drawn in. So if people who are watching you are annoyed by your content, then those aren't the people that should be following you, if that makes any sense. So people who are following you do want to see the things that you are posting. So keep on posting. Don't listen to everybody else. Question number 5, using hashtags. Hashtags nowadays are so important that back then I didn't even know that I needed to use a hashtag. And hashtags are basically how people can search for things that you are working on. For example, one of the main hashtags that I like to use is author life. So if I love looking at hashtags, and I'm using hashtags all across the board: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, my blog posts, like I'm using hashtags. So say I want to go and find author life, I'll go into Instagram or whatever, go to the hashtag and put author life, and a whole bunch of authors will pop up, and then I'm able to look through their feed, see if I'm interested in following them, and then if I am, then I'll end up following them because I'm really interested in what they're posting, especially if they're self-publishing author, because that's what I'm doing. So use hashtags. Don't be afraid to use them. The way I do my hashtags on Instagram, so say for example, my Instagram is connected to my Facebook, so I'll use one hashtag in the little description, but then I'll go into the comments and I'll use all my other hashtags just so that it doesn't look so messy and sloppy. It looks together. So I put all my hashtags in the comments if you go check out my Instagram, which will also be down below. Question number 6, learn from people who you admire. And I say this because a lot of the self-publishing I've learned from other either YouTubers or searching the internet or using hashtags. Like, I have learned other things from other people who have already been through the process, and I'm like looking at what they're doing to see if, like, so if they're successful, I want to look at what they're doing, how they're putting out their content, how they're expressing themselves, because then I want to learn how I can tweak that and do it myself, but also do it better. So every single day is like a learning game. You have to learn the game to be in the game. And that's why I love this book, How to Be a Boss, because she actually has a chapter in there, I believe, titled Learning the Game, and she pretty much says it. If you want to be able to be in the game, you need to learn the game. You need to stay up on trends. You need to, and specifically I want to say, stay in trends that relate to your content and what you're putting out there. So yes, learn from the people who inspire you. Question number 7, be original. And I want to say this to myself. Well, this is a question I would have told myself or asked myself. How do I be original? You guys might be asking yourself the same thing, especially when it comes to writing. If someone's already posted a video, say on self-publishing or something like that, you have to figure out a way of how you can draw people to your channel, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, and you have to basically do it different. This world is too big to sit here and copy another person's style 100%. Like, you need to be yourself, be you. Like, that's pretty much, that's what I mean by stay original. Like, come up with your content, come up with things that you want to do, reach out to people. Like, I can't say that enough. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Question number 8. This question, I guess I've always been, but question number 8 is pretty much set yourself deadlines. And one, I'm pretty much good with deadlines. Sometimes, you know, things happen in life, but when I say set deadlines, for the longest time, I was working on Sparks Fly. I actually started writing it, let's say October, and then I stepped away from it. I wasn't writing anything until I had my foot surgery, and that's when I finished in December of last year. It got published in August, but it was released in September. So you have to set yourself deadlines, and what you need to do to hold yourself accountable, you need to post these deadlines on your social media. If you have a social media following or a large social media following, have people hold you accountable. For example, Hidden Secrets is coming out July 8th, 2018. You guys know that. Everyone on social media knows that. I even have it printed on the back of my bookmark, so this book better be coming out in July 8th, 2018. So set yourself some deadlines, hold yourself accountable, and do you. So I really hope you guys enjoyed those 8 questions that I would have asked myself, or things that I would like to have asked myself, or things that I would have done. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me on all my social medias. And yeah, remember, stay beautiful and dizzy.